Good morning, viewers at home. Uh, Good afternoon, wherever you are. I'm glad you are here today with me. And today, my name is Dr. O.A. Ajani. And like I said, it's a good thing to see you here today. And we have been providing support to students in various higher institutions. So today, I will be talking about toxic relationship, managing toxic relationship. This is one of the tips for students that we offer to students in different universities or different institutions of higher learning. So today, like I said, I'll be talking on the topic managing toxic relationship. I know managing toxic relationship is not really is strange to some people. If you have not experienced it, you must have seen someone who experienced it. You must have watched, or you must have been able to listen to people who experience toxic relationship. So today we are going to look at many aspects, many dimensions of this toxic relationship as it relates to students in higher institutions. And when we talk about toxic relationship, we talk about how do we identify a toxic relationship. It's a good thing to be dating, it's a good thing to be in a relationship, but the thing is, how healthy is your relationship? How healthy is your dating? The man you are dating, the woman you are dating, how healthy the relationship between the two of you has been. So today we are going to look at how can we identify a toxic relationship? And it's very easy for you to identify a toxic relationship in the sense that you need to take in-depth or inward uh, looking into your relationship, into your dating with your spouse, with your partners, with whatever it is that is involved with you, and look at how. And I will tell you that we have six factors or six characteristics or features that I can actually put forward today to say these are some of the ways by which you can identify the relationship you are into, whether it is toxic, whether it's not toxic. The first is if you are experiencing constant negative interactions from your partner, constant negative interactions. By this, it means most times when you do things, you don't get positive encouragement from your partner, from your spouse. There is nothing you do that is well appreciated. There's nothing that you do that your partner actually see it from the positive side of it. He or she ends up giving you constant negative comments about what you are doing, and sometimes question you that what exactly do you think you are doing. So that's number one. Number two, if you fail to get adequate support, in other words, talking about lack of support from your partner, when your partner fails to support you adequately, then it means you are in a toxic relationship. And by supporting, it means your partner failed to lend you a hand of support in whatever it is you are doing, to say, no, this is what my partner is doing. Let me support you so that it can be successful. But instead, what you get is complaint, what you get is nagging, what you get is a kind of words that would discourage you, question why you are there, why you should be doing what you are doing instead of. Number three, when your communication becomes so toxic communication that each time you want to meet your spouse, you want to meet your partner, you are always scared because you don't know what he's going to talk to you, what he's going to say. Or each time you see his message to open it on WhatsApp, you are like, you don't even know what this guy is going to say today. So that is a toxic communication. Then number four, when you have distrust, which means you can't trust each other. When your partner fails to trust you, each time he has tendencies of doubting whatever you do, wherever you go, like, where are you? What are you doing? Who is there with you? Can you give the phone to the person? Let me talk with the person. It's a kind of distrust. And asking you, what have you been doing? You have been there, there, da, 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 da. So this is another indicator of you are in a toxic relationship. A partner who monitors you with phone calls, a partner who wants to see the environment where you are, or where you are. Can you please put it on video, or can you please show me around? Let me see where you are. It's a kind of distrust, and can tell you that you are in a toxic relationship. Also, when you have declining self-esteem, when you look at yourself to say there is nothing left in your self-esteem. Why? Because your partner has always run you down. So wherever it is you go, when people look at it, they say, "Oh, what a beautiful," and your partner is like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? You must stop that nonsense. There's nothing beautiful in this." So, and that's for you to know that your self-esteem is declining. Then number 6 is isolation. When you feel isolated by your partner, the partner doesn't want to spend much time with you. He doesn't want to be seen with you publicly. He doesn't want to go out with you. He doesn't want to be identified with you. That is what is known as isolation. Now, what next do you need to do? You must acknowledge there is a problem. Most time, people who, based on my experience, based on my counseling session with people who find themselves in toxic relationship, they always find it difficult to accept that they are indeed in a toxic relationship. And I will tell you that it will be very difficult for you to come out of that relationship if you fail to admit, if you fail to acknowledge that indeed you've got a problem. So, to the one who has got a problem, if you don't see it as a problem, there is no way you can be helped. So, the first thing you need to do is you must acknowledge that you are in a problem, and that problem needs to be addressed, needs attention. So that's why most time when people end up being physically abused or being beaten or being killed in relationship is because they fail to understand, to acknowledge that there is this relationship is actually toxic. My partner is toxic, my spouse is toxic. So you must acknowledge the problem. And how do you acknowledge a toxic relationship? Now, you must acknowledge a toxic relationship by doing what is called one, self-reflection. You need to reflect on your relationship with your partner. You need to, when you reflect in depthly, now you are able to recognize and to accept that indeed this partner is so toxic. This my spouse is so toxic. The whole relationship has been a toxic one. So you need to conduct a self-reflection on your relationship with your partner before you can acknowledge that indeed there is a problem. Number 2, you need to seek clarity. Yeah, when you are trying to do self-reflection, there is need for you to clarify the situation. There's need for you to clarify your relationship with your partner, to actually understand how this relationship is affecting your well-being. So when you are trying to establish that you are in a toxic relationship, you try to understand in what way is this relationship affecting your well-being. Are you happy being there? Are you sad being there? Are you always scared of your man? Are you scared of your woman? Are you scared of your partner? Are you happy being with your partner? Or each time you are with your partner, you always want to leave him, you always want to leave her as soon as possible. That is to tell you the relationship is toxic. If you find yourself in a very good relationship, you will always want to be in the company of your partner. But if you always want to move away, want to leave, want to depart, want to go away from this partner, it means that relationship is a toxic one. Now, having established that you are in a toxic relationship, what must I do? Very easy. You need to set boundaries. You need to do what? Set boundaries. So the question is, how do I set boundaries? My partner is toxic, my man is toxic, my wife is toxic, my husband is toxic. My boyfriend is toxic, my girlfriend is toxic. How do I set the boundary? You must communicate clearly to express your needs, to express your boundaries to your partner. You need to make it clear to your partner what you want, what you don't want, how you want to be addressed, how you want to be talked to, how you want to be treated. You just need to communicate, make it clear this is what you want. And the moment you can communicate clearly, you move to the next step, which is enforcing the limits. You have communicated to say this and this are what I want, but you must enforce. How do you enforce? When you say this is how you must talk to me, when you are not being treated the way you want, you emphasize and you make sure that you disconnect yourself to say, if you are not willing to talk to me in a polite way, please don't call me, just let me be. That's a way of enforcing how you want to be treated, because the fact remains, if you don't resist, he or she will continue to treat you, to speak to you, to deal with you the way he or she has been doing, because you refuse to enforce the limits. So you need to be firm in what type of behavior you want, how you want to be treated, how you want to be related, or what form of behavior you don't want from him. For example, you will have a man who shouts at you until you tell him to say, you know what, I don't like you shouting at me. And if you know you want to continue shouting at me, please, you let me be. Give me my space. I want my own dignity. So you are not a trash. So you should be treated, you should be valued. So when you are not getting that, you make it easy, you make it known. So now, the next is you must seek for support. How do I seek for help? You Most time when people go through toxic relationship, they keep it to themselves. They don't speak to anyone, they don't talk about it with anyone. Even when friends raise it to say, I noticed this, they quickly shut their friends down to say, no, don't talk about my man, don't talk about my woman, don't talk about my wife, don't talk about my woman, my husband. No. To you who is in a toxic relationship, you must seek support, you must seek for help. How do I do this? Talk to trusted friends, people you can trust. Talk to trusted family members. You've got family members that you can talk. Let them know what you are passing through. Let them know you your relationship is going, so that they can offer you their words of advice. So you can't keep it away from them. You must share your experience and let them also advise you to say, I don't know whether I'm getting it wrong, but this is how this is what this lady has been doing to me. What do you think? How do this is, you are seeking for people to also help you understand. Um, Moving forward, you must seek for professional help. Talk to people who can professionally help you. Consider you talking to counselors. Consider you going for counseling. Consider you going for therapy, in order for you to navigate the feelings and the decisions that you may want to take, because your well-being is very, very important. So you need to seek for support. And seeking for support, moving forward, you need to focus on yourself now, which is focusing on self-care. If you don't care for yourself, other people won't care for you. So you must communicate to other people how much you love yourself. So if you don't love yourself, that is when you find yourself in a toxic relationship where you are being abused by a man, by a woman, by a boyfriend, by your husband, by your wife, because you don't value. You prefer your body to be abused, to be beaten, to be trashed by one man, by one woman, because you claim you love your spouse or your partner. So you must focus on self-care, prioritize your well-being, engage in activities that actually promote your mental and emotional health. For Christ's sake, why would you want to be in a relationship where where a man makes you a punching bag and you are happy, or where a man, for whatever it is you say, decide to slap you and you are happy, or you go for where a woman nags you all day all time. So build a support network for yourself. Surround yourself with people who have got positive influences, people who see values in you, people who appreciate you, people who can see you for who you are, take pride in you, and not people who actually body shame you, or who actually shame you, who actually talk bad about you. So you have to take this. Now, the next thing for you is plan your exit. Yeah, toxic relationship is not where you must stay for the next 1 minute. So what can you do? You must plan how you need to exit that toxic relationship. Why will you remain in a toxic relationship except you want to be brought out in a corpse bag? So if you don't want to if you don't want to drop dead one day, then you must plan to exit. You must plan to dump this man or woman, dump this boyfriend or girlfriend of yours, so that you can have your peace. Your peace, your well-being is so important to you. So you must prepare for transition. If you decide to leave, you must also plan, how do I do that safely and practically? Safely, note these two words: safely and practically. You want to dump this toxic partner of yours, you must do it safely, and you must also do it practically. There are some toxic partners who don't want to accept defeat, that the moment you tell them to say, you know what, I'm done with you, the fear of losing you will make them to go to any length. And we have heard stories of partners being killed by their partners simply because they call it quits. So you have to think of how you can safely and practically exit this toxic relationship. Two, you can always seek for legal advice. You can always seek for legal advice, which means approach the law to see how best you can protect yourself, because you want to move away from this toxic partner of yours. What can the law, how can the constitution, how can the law enforcement, how can security measures that you have within you be there to protect you? So if necessary, you can consult with legal professionals for guidance, so that you know how best you can move out safely and practically. Now, you have to stay safe. You have to what? Stay safe. Now, when you are exiting, you must have emergency plan. The emergency plan is, how do I take control of the situation, so that if things will change tomorrow, how do I navigate this? I am moving away from this toxic partner of mine, and tomorrow she may decide to do this. What next should I do? So you must also plan ahead. You must think ahead of that one. Then, you, in trying to stay safe, like I said, you reach out to authorities. You reach out to authorities to know how you can be protected. For example, now you know that the partner you are dumping is a toxic one, violent, aggressive. You can always go and get your self-protection order to say, this is what happened. I don't want this person around me anymore, and I need this protection order. So that's another way. So you can always reach out to authorities in order for you, if you feel you might be threatened when you exit this toxic relationship. Um, there are other additional resources that you can also explore. You can go for counseling sessions. Many universities, they provide free or low cost counseling services, where you have the professionals who will take you through some therapies, some counseling session, in order for you to be free from, the crazy uh, part of it now. Then you also have support groups that you can join. There are many movements who are there to say, no, we stand for this, we stand against this. So you must also navigate your way, trying to get help from those people, so that the moment you exit, you can flow with these people who will be there to provide a kind of wall around you, protecting you Then you also have hotlines that you can call for help in case you need immediate support and advice. So, um, should you need more information, should you need help, should you need counseling, you can always chat with us only on this WhatsApp number +27 67 21 89 310, or you email bams.edu@gmail.com. Till I come your way another time, keep safe and be fine. Thanks.